Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
All type of hustles and all type of grifts, pushing all stereotypes and all type of myths. Look how they talk it fast, yep, they type it swift. They got to get the gab and know just how to recite a script, the formula to keep you mad, show you why your life's a bitch. These awful hypocrites with lies dripping off their lips, but they could give a shit about what you really dealing with. It's all for the bag, all for the cash, all for the drip, they here to get rich. But I ain't here to trip, just all for my analysis, and watch the stones start to get thrown like glass palaces. Cause when they spit that bullshit, I gotta challenge it, man. I manhandle it, break it down, dismantle it. Cause if it ain't true, then my doom, I can't stand on it, I can't stand with it. The stance is against it, witnessing the slaughter of innocent Palestinians like cowboys and settlers, killing off the indigenous. Y'all claim y'all in the right, but it's all wrong. I can't rock with you, something fishy going on, this stench is strong. Tilapia, so we formed a coalition here. Our main mission is stopping ya. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
Eclectic collective of skeptics, the Leftist Mafia.
The mob wants victory, but more than that, it wants the total humiliation of its enemies.
Hello, and wait, there's Lance. Hey, Lance.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. The Leftist Mafia has formed or started.
Well, at least two of us have, apparently.
Yes, the Leftist duo is here.
Yeah, so as you all know, Mike is on his December break, and David Dole is on his annual.
You should put the Video Game Awards on in the background. That's what everyone's
Okay,
asking
he's
for.
got so David Dole is actually not here because I was making a joke about how I meant to say how he's off weekly, but I said annual, but it is an annual thing where the Gamer Awards are on and David Dole takes off.
Yep.
He's watching the very important Gamer Awards, which is the most prestigious award show on the planet.
Who do you want to win this year?
Who's winning this year?
I was like, who did you want to win the Gamer Awards?
Oh, I mean, what games are even up for the Gamer Awards?
Expedition 33.
Don't know it.
It's French. It's apparently a crowd favorite. I haven't played it yet, but everyone says nothing but amazing things about it.
Never even heard of it.
Well, there you go, and that's our coverage.
What are the other choices? thought you were going to give me a whole bunch. You just named one game.
I'm sorry. I'm also putting it on in the background right now. I'm just trying to add it to the screen. So right now they're showing the Gamer Awards are essentially an ad for anyone who doesn't know. It's like a quarter of it is ads. You watch trailers for new games. So I like watching the trailers after the awards are done. And then a quarter of it is like really cringy sketches. And then an eighth of it is super wholesome. Because there are some very deserving people who do deserve recognition. It's always nice when, like, people who spend hours and probably do crunch and are treated terribly and work for horrifying AAA game companies at least get some recognition for their work. That part is nice. So
it sounds like this is like every year for one night only. G4 TV comes back.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So it sounds like to me. I mean, are you not describing Attack of the Show? I mean,
I am describing Attack of the Show 100%. Yeah, it's a good throwback.
I remember I watched it. I liked it. I liked how it was. I enjoyed the old G4 programming. Maybe it's out of date now. I haven't seen it obviously in many years. But the old G4 TV with Attack of the Show and what was the other one? X-Play.
X-Play?
Yeah. Those were good. Those were good times.
For anyone who doesn't know, back in our day, video games used to have their own TV channel.
Now you can start your own video game TV channel on a thing called Twitch.
Yeah, on your cell phone. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, you could We just had one video game TV channel then. Now you have a new video game TV channel whenever a new streamer decides to start streaming.
That's true. Every day there's like 100 new ones. So
Yeah.
what a time to be alive.
Yep. So what's going on in the news today, Lance?
Well, I assumed at some point we were going to have to talk about the right-wing civil war. I said that we'd figure out today who the grifter of the year was. And I thought you might have some insights into that.
Is that part of the video game awards?
No, they don't have a grifter of the year. Oh man, there would be so many contestants. I mean, the big names.
I feel like that one guy has to be the winner every year.
Grums,
yeah. I mean,
Grums is free without any challengers.
How long is his entire personality been? A guy who worked at Blizzard like 20 years ago and then claimed he was going to release his own game and raised money off of releasing his own game and still hasn't released his own game?
Over $500,000, 8 years into development.
And he still talks as if he's like a working developer. Like that's how he places himself in the conversations. Like he chimes in as if his opinion should be respected as a working developer.
Well, Elon Musk respects him. I mean, that gives him some credibility. He still retweets him.
Of course, yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you claim to be working in a profession, yet you haven't actually partaken in that profession and in a few decades, I feel like maybe you should not be a valued voice for that profession anymore.
From the inside, anyway. you can always be an outsider. I know I am.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Did you hear that he also spent a large amount of money? Could have been from the money he was supposed to make a video game from, but could have just been his own desires on a porn ring, where he was making forced breast milking fetish porn and getting anime and hentai sexual scenarios that he would write himself as a woman. He pretended to be a woman named Debbie Chan, and then he would write all of this like erotic fan fiction and then pay people to draw it into like anime porn for him. And then he started releasing that as Foxy Fighters on the internet.
I feel like this has come up before, but I did not remember it as you're just informing me of this.
That's Grums.
Wow.
That's Grums. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Wow. I feel like if I was someone who donated to his video game fund, I would want to know if my money instead went to whatever. Everything else you just said.
Yeah. I would want to know that too. I think that's fair, right? I think that's, you don't have to necessarily be against any of like, the forced milking fetish porn, but you could also wonder whether or not you were spending money on a game or on his own porn empire, because that's like, that would be weird finding that out later, that the hundreds of dollars he thought were being spent on coding and development were being spent on him writing erotic fan fiction as a woman.
I feel like that's sort of a hobby you can do on your own for free. I hope it didn't cost the people any money.
I mean, there was a lot of artists involved. You have to hire people to make.
Right. You said he hired people, right?
Yeah, there was full like animated, drawn, professional looking animated pornography based on his fantasies. So
very bizarre, very bizarre. Well, let's get back to the grifters you wanted to talk about. Why don't you update everyone on what's going on, and then we'll analyze the situation.
Okay. Well, where do you even start right now? There is a full-scale right-wing civil war. Predominantly on one side, I think you could say Candace Owens has surpassed every one of her contemporaries as becoming probably the biggest voice on the internet for right-wing conspiracy theories. And that's pretty. I mean, that it is an accomplishment in of itself. She has become one of the biggest voices for both white supremacy and right-wing conservative politics on the internet. Beating out.
I don't think anyone on the right saw this coming. Like,
no.
The funny part is we were realizing that her like shift to like mainstream celebrity gossip was going to be a problem, and I think like the right could have never seen it coming that was going to be a problem for them. Because
And
now she has this built-in mainstream audience to listen to her talk about what ended up being a very big worldwide story that of Charlie Kirk being killed. And you know, the right had their own plans of using that for their own means in the right wing, you know, talking head space. But she's completely jumped over all of them, taking that
fourth,
story to her mainstream audience while still spreading right-wing conspiracy theories about it. And they could have, I'm sure they could have never seen, like, I think we were talking about this earlier in the Majority Report. I forgot who made this point, but you know, the regardless of who on the right you're talking about, aside from Candace Owens, all those other right-wing talking heads clearly saw the opportunity after Charlie Kirk's death was to use that to go after the left by blaming the left for Charlie Kirk's
and
murder.
trans people specifically.
Right. Candace Owens has flipped the script on them and has convinced their audience that no, Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by a leftist. In fact, Charlie Kirk was likely killed by Israel or the French or other right wingers, but definitely not the left.
Yep. Yeah, let them fight. It's a beautiful thing. I'm very, very happy. I'll say, like, I personally would have pulled like the eject button on, like, I just don't have the bravery that she does to take it this far. There's a lot of moments where I'm like, if you actually go after the grieving widow, that's dangerous. You'll have a lot of people turn after you. And that's kind of what happened in the past 24 hours is like people noticed that Erica Kirk was, you know, indirectly calling her out. She went on Fox and she went on Barry Weiss's CBS for a big special where she was asked directly, what do you think about these people spreading conspiracy theories? And Erica Kirk very directly said, stop. Like that was her. That was like there's no other way to interpret her words. Right? You can't be like, yeah, I don't really know. All that was it. It's clear as day. Stop. And Candace Owens did a whole video on her like a couple hours later.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Like going after the grieving widow. Like it seems like an unwinnable angle. I think it is a challenge, the likes of which I personally wouldn't be able, I think, to win. Yeah, that's just.
I mean,
I don't have the
she's
skill.
doing it. She's going
And
there and she's doing it, and it's not hurt her at all. I mean,
if anything, she's more popular. If anything, it has made her more powerful.
Right. Right. I mean, I don't know what it is. A weird right-wing grift to be so adamant to not blame the left for something.
They already
So, you know,
set
I
up that way. Like they got that on a platter, right? Everything from, like, you know, you can see them trying and attempting for so long to frame the left in some capacity, right? It's like, hey, this individual had trans casing on the bullets. There was trans ideology. We can tell that from that. Okay, that turned out to be something else, but maybe they had a roommate who was trans. Turns out the roommate who was trans was a lover. It turns out that they were actually into furry stuff. So that means left, which means trans, which means, you know, that was all happening and then being set up and then being run with by the right, you know, as they normally would. There was no, like, I think there's more to this. I think that's not the official story, right? Like there's too many questions. I mean, Matt, you're into evidence, you're into research, you're a journalist. You like asking questions.
right.
And it is
yeah.
unusual, right? Didn't you ask yourself that it was kind of weird that someone without military training was able to pull a shot off from 200 yards away, and then even as all the adrenaline is running through their bodies, able to like disassemble a gun, put the gun into a backpack, successfully run to the other end of the top of that building, then descend down a ladder only to get home? Like
The whole thing was crazy in terms of how, you know, I feel like in this day and age with like cameras everywhere,
everywhere.
it feels like pretty impossible. Like even if you pull something off, like in the moment there are lapses in security in a moment that like allow you to do something, it feels like nearly impossible to actually get away with it. And it
Right?
seems pretty clear that like the guy Tyler Robinson, is that his name?
I
Who
believe so.
allegedly did this, who allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. It seems like he was going to get away with it if it wasn't for his own parents turning him in.
Well,
It's
priest actually.
well, from what I understand, his parents saw the news stories and had a feeling it was him based on the descriptions or whatever, and spoke to him about it, and then convinced him to talk to the priest. But like they were the ones who, they
Right.
outed him.
But
Yeah,
then the priest outed all of them. That was the chain of command. Was that
yeah,
once the priest went out, they're like, "Yeah, I'm telling the federal government, I'm
yeah.
not gonna be insulating your son." But it does beg a lot of questions, right? Start to finish. It's just I don't know if we got the official story, and if we got the official story, then why is everyone being so weird about it? Which then begs more questions. And then I don't know if you saw, but Candace Owens has emails that she receives. Sometimes, when she prays to God, she'll get an email, and the email will actually have new tips. And she got some tips about Erica Kirk flying in Egyptian planes, which that sounds like a scary sentence, right? That I just said. So there's probably something there. That one's weird. French Legionnaires. Not sure if you know what those are, but they're French and probably behaving Frenchly. So that's worrisome as well. I don't know if you know, but Charlie Kirk apparently was about to disavow Israel publicly, even though he was one of the most probably prolific and ardent Zionists working in conservative media.
Right.
But
He was gonna disavow Israel, but
yes,
also Erica Kirk's out there saying he would come home Friday night, throw his phone in the junk drawer, and say
mhm.
Shabbat Shalom, but no, no phones while I'm with my family. I mean, listen. I'm all for
I don't know who
family
to believe.
time. I'm all for family time. I'm all
Yeah.
for putting aside your phone, putting it on silent, shutting it off, or whatever you do. I don't believe for a second that he came home, put it in the junk drawer, and said Shabbat Shalom. I'm sorry, that's a step too far.
You don't believe that? Oh, wow. Oh, so you're questioning the testimony of a grieving widow then. I
It
wouldn't
just
do
seems too over the
that.
top. It just seems too over the top. Listen, maybe he was that type of guy. Maybe he was that type of guy to say something like that. It just seems like very over the top.
Yeah, but it's also kind of weird that people have been saying that like Erica Kirk is acting and behaving strangely, that she was trying to take over the company immediately, following her husband's death. And I would never do this. Not me personally. I'm just saying other people have been suggesting that it's unusual that she dries her face when she's not crying. That's weird too. And this is what Candace
I
Owens has been putting out there into the ether. And I now I don't know who to believe, right? Because
right.
like I'm
Listen,
getting
I don't judge anyone for how they mourn. Obviously, everyone deals with these things differently.
I'll agree.
And she maybe she saw she was worried that her husband's life's work with Turning Point USA was gonna fall into the wrong hands and people would take advantage of it. So she wanted to make sure she gained control to honor his legacy or whatever. So
Maybe.
all that isn't so weird to me. Um,
And everything else we were talking about
I
made sense.
mean, to me, the weird like there
I
are
just
weird
want
things
to be
though. There
clear
are
on the
weird
record.
things.
All of it is batshit. I don't think for a second that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by some Mossad-linked
No,
French
I don't
legionnaire.
know. I knew you were
It's just-
joking. Yes, no. I'm now talking like I'm shifting the conversation a bit.
oh,
Um,
no, we have to
I
keep
mean,
this bit going for a full hour, Matt. All right,
yeah,
start to
I
finish.
couldn't do it anymore. I broke character. But listen, I think the way they're fighting about it is peculiar. I think she's doing a lot of media hits. I don't know. I again, how she deals with it is her choice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think um there were a lot of people looking to take advantage of what happened after he died. Oh, when he died and what would happen after. And that's
Mhm.
pretty clear.
Mhm.
That's pretty clear.
Mhm.
And they also
Never
all
stopped.
overextended their overplayed themselves in terms of like their incessant demand that he be respected, even among people who like, listen, there'll be people who don't respect someone and that's it. You just let them move on and who cares? Ignore what they say. But like the requirement from the government to respect Charlie Kirk totally backfired and blew up in their face, and he's become like a meme, and not
Yeah.
in a good way, not in like a remembrance way. He's become a laughing stock, and
Yes.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
All of this is their own doing from the top on down. I think the right was completely comfortable with flirting with fascism, the far right, the alt right, reactionaries, Christian nationalists. That was all fine and good until suddenly things got out of control, like they are right now. And now Ben Shapiro's like, oh shit! It turns out all the Nazis that I was fine opening the tent for are Nazis, and it turns out the Nazis actually hate everybody. They behave like Nazis. It's weird. I think we're seeing the same thing with Candace Owens, who has a skill set that she took from the Daily Wire and then effectively has been using that to, instead of targeting trans people or black people or communities that the Daily Wire, would be completely fine with her going after, she's now pivoted to this as her primary topic. And you're right that I don't think anyone on the right paid attention to how powerful she's become. Because I could see it a mile away when she was like pivoting to covering Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, and she was popping off in parts of the internet where there are not hardcore far right politics like Candace Owens' particular brand, but she was there just as a pop culture, talking head, and I was like, this is like, her numbers are out of control. She she dwarfs all of them, right? It's the reason why Steven Crowder is trying so hard to get her attention. It's not working. Tim Pool got her attention, and then after he got her attention, she did one little segment on him, and then he claims that now his property has been shot up and he might have to shut down and is going to have to close his entire broadcast because of additional security measures and all this other fucked up weird shit. Not that I think it's real, but I think like it's pretty funny that was just like, oh, she just put him in a thumbnail one day. That's the power that she has now.
Right. Right. Yeah. Who knew? Who knew that she would wield her powers the way she is?
And
But
I say,
yeah, I mean,
absolutely not.
I guess we have to. I know she's going after Tim Pool now. That's pretty crazy.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh yeah, that was the whole week. He's had a wild week. He alleged that his property got shot up, and then she called him liar and said that he was behaving as if it was someone with low testosterone and that he had very high levels of estrogen. And that was why he was behaving the way he was. And he didn't really have a comeback for that. Said that she was kind of trying to give into woke feminism or something. But it doesn't work, right? Like I don't think any of these people realize their tool set. It isn't going to work against themselves. Like you can't have an anti-woke off with another person.
Candace Owens. Yeah. What are you gonna?
Far right. It's
I mean,
not going to work.
she's already built herself up as a trustworthy figure among their audience. They're
Yes.
not gonna. And like she's the one claiming conspiracy, and they're the ones claiming not. And they've already built their audience to believe the conspiracy. It doesn't matter if they're saying that this conspiracy isn't true because they've already taught their audience that believe in the conspiracy, and the people who tell you otherwise are in on the cover up.
Yep.
They've
Which
they've
means
they've pointed the finger at themselves and screwed themselves over.
so it's going to be a total like zero sum, like Highlander rules is kind of what I'm thinking of here. There can be only one. Like someone has to ascend, right? Like this is ultimately we're watching and witnessing the far right Game of Thrones, and we're trying to see who exactly is going to sit upon the Iron Throne. And I don't think like I'm no Polymarket Studios, but if I was to buy tokens on this, I'd probably put my money on Candace. Seems like she's about to take them all down, unless the French government stops her. That's what this really comes down to, right? Legally, I mean, it's really right. If they can bankrupt her litigiously,
right? Yeah.
What a time to be alive!
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's been a very large bulk of what I've been covering all week. It's just been the back and forth, the endless fights. It's been just like an absolute dumpster fire to witness.
What's going on with Benny Johnson?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is tangentially related, and I do mean gently. Benny Johnson, as I'm sure you know, is obviously a pretty well-known closet homosexual or bisexual or pansexual, we're not clear. But he has a long history, both of when he was working at BuzzFeed back in the day, having colleagues say that they had encounters with him of a sexual variety. Not to mention, he had been searching up gay cruises so much, his search history started putting out Google ads for gay cruises. So he's got a documented history of being, and there's also testimonies from a lot of different people. I don't know if Christian Walker named him, but he named Elijah Schaefer as another one of the people who likes to be married, but then during the Turning Point USA events, another, when you get to travel and you're away from the wife, you have a lot of really hardcore gay sex with men kind of people. Benny Johnson is one of those. Basically, Tim Pool, I guess, saw the success that Candace Owens was having, talking about Charlie Kirk, and brought on Milo Yiannopoulos. I'm sure you know who that is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and Milo, in his highly elevated state, let's just say that, started dropping a lot of names of people he said were homosexuals or closet homosexuals. He named Benny Johnson, and then that obviously most people are like, yeah, of course. And then he suggested maybe even Charlie Kirk, to which a lot of people were like, well, that one makes absolutely no sense. There's nothing to that outside of Milo just says whatever he wants to get a screenshot or a clip so people can upload it and talk about it. But that did lead to Benny Johnson for the first time addressing the gay rumors. And so he stated publicly that he was going to be litigious and take action, especially because Milo was battling with Benny Johnson's wife online. This led to Milo releasing a really long statement about how ultimately you don't want this because I have so much evidence of you being super gay and like you'll get fucked over in discovery, not in the good way. And like, you don't go down this road kind of thing. And I think that's all that's come from it so far. Benny Johnson posted that he'd reached out to Tim Pool. They're cool, so they're not fighting anymore, even though Tim Pool's the one that kind of set this all off. No lawsuit has been filed yet. So there's no, active lawsuit right now between Benny Johnson's wife. Benny Johnson has been weird, posting a lot of kind of like, demons tempting us everywhere. Stop the demons, things like that. We all know what the demons are. So, I mean, there's that aspect of it. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing really new. I don't think he's going to sue because I think, I'm not sure if you know what like a lavender marriage is. I think he's in one, and I think it's not something that his wife has a problem with. I think he is in a consensual relationship where the husband is a homosexual or predominantly homosexual, bisexual, but obviously more interested in the sexual accompaniment of men. And the wife is aware of that, and she is allowed to have sexual encounters with other men in order to, again, make a fair consensual relationship work, where he gets to pretend to be straight for his career, and she gets to be, fulfilled in other ways.
I mean, it's not like this big mystery. Like, I knew who Benny Johnson was back in like the early 2010s during his BuzzFeed days, where he was like posting like the top 10 most sexiest pictures of shirtless congressmen. Like, I'm being serious. That's an actual like article from him. He would do those like BuzzFeed lists that were clearly like written by a gay man, And listen, obviously, this show's got no problem with someone being gay. We're talking about a
Our
conservative who
guests.
clearly does have, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I'm the only 100% straight male on this show. Out of the 6 people on this show, or however many there are on this show anymore, who knows? um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a secret. I thought, and then when he came out as like this bigger conservative character, pretending he wasn't, I was like, what? Huh? I mean, maybe he's bisexual. That's
That is a
fine
possibility.
too. But
Mhm.
he doesn't say he's that either.
No, he's a 100% straight Christian man married to, well, I mean, he is married to a man, but that would be God, the Lord our Savior, as well as his wife. You enter a covenant in the Holy Trinity. So that's it. I don't think anything else is going to happen there. I think that
You don't think he's gonna go? Who is he? I'm sorry. Who was he threatening with legal?
he's threatening to
Uh,
sue Milo Yiannopoulos.
okay. Milo was looking forward to it, right? Because Milo is thinking about discovery, I guess.
Yes. Well, also attention. I think whatever the legal cost would be for that lawsuit, Milo can like quadruple it in farming it for content.
Oh,
right?
people would definitely donate to Milo for that
yeah.
one, I think. And Milo is someone who has lost credibility, but I think he would regain credibility on that one within
Just to
the
get
right
it
wing audience. Yeah.
back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as far as that one goes. I don't know if no one's really caught as much damage from all this as Tim Pool. Tim Pool is like, he's been, like I said, effectively emasculated and had to go through the gelding ritual. So I don't know what happens now.
I think I thought people calling him the right's Jussie Smollett or whatever that guy's name was.
Yeah, they were calling him Timothy Smollett.
Yeah, because my God. I mean, it seemed, according to again Candace Owens, whose word is as believable as it can be for someone who is portraying themselves as like the new InfoWars. All those claims of shootings, gun violence, guns going off at Tim Pool's residence over the years, according to her, have been fabricated.
Yeah, I don't know if they are or not. That's for the courts and the law.
Yeah, we're listen here on this show to make it clear to everybody listening. We're just discussing what's been going on the right-wing media sphere and what they've been saying. We are not endorsing any of these claims. We are not putting our belief into any specific claim. We're simply discussing them. I don't know. I don't trust any of these people. So everything could be fake. Everything could be false. Everything could be real. Everything could be factual. Half of it could be. Half of it could not be. 20% could be. 20% could not be. We've got no clue. We're just discussing what's out there.
Yep. I did find it weird that he had multiple compounds. I didn't know that. So that shooting in 2022, we found out that apparently that was not at his primary residence that he broadcast from, the one you've been to, the compound. That was a secondary property. But I was
I believe I recall hearing he was moving to a new location or a new studio, but I didn't know if it was.
This was just another property. Like, it makes sense, right? He's a multimillionaire. He makes, tens of millions of dollars a year. You're going to buy multiple properties. What I found weird is, why do you have security at another property? Like, you're not a kingpin, right? You're not Tony. You're a YouTuber. Like, we have the same job. Like, don't get me wrong. It would be nice to have more people to work with and to expand into the empire and all that kind of stuff. But like, why do you have private security at another house that you own?
Right.
I'm not,
And
I'm
listen,
not saying
like,
he doesn't. I'm just saying it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing
and,
to be paying for private security there.
and listen, I'm sure people will bring up the Charlie Kirk thing and why they should worry, that these guys have to worry or feel like they have to worry about their safety. But also, it should be pointed out that even like Charlie Kirk, who it seems like whoever was, if this alleged shooter was after him, was hyper focused on Kirk. We should also point out that this was a crime of opportunity. Like,
Hmm.
of all these situations we hear, these guys aren't going to their homes or camping out in front of their podcast studios. It was in a public place where the opportunity presented itself. I mean, same with Donald Trump when he was a target in Pennsylvania. Like, this is a guy, everyone knows where he lives, everyone knows the White House, Mar-a-Lago, and the closest it came to happening was a public event where the opportunity presented itself to one of these insane individuals.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good. I think we should be fact based. We shouldn't give in to like all the weird internet rumors. Like there's a large portion of the internet that's saying that Charlie Kirk is alive and that Kyle Rittenhouse just married him, and like that's, I mean, those people.
Is that really what's going on right now? Why is Kyle Rittenhouse back in the picture? What's going on there?
He posted his wedding photos, and people are saying that the individual looks like Charlie Kirk, and that somehow maybe this means that Charlie Kirk actually is part of some larger conspiracy. I mean, again, I don't think we should be giving any of these conspiracy theories.
Are they claiming that like Charlie Kirk, big time Elon Musk, and actually spread his spread his seed throughout the world, and there's tens of thousands of Charlie Kirks out there?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to have to entertain any of that. I think we should let law enforcement do its work, solve the case, and that is that. I don't know why so many people are just going into these strange ideas, and who knows, right? Maybe
Right. I certainly don't know. I mean, I could start a conspiracy right now about what the hell is going on with the rest of the leftist mafia people who said they were showing up on today's episode. I mean, we confirmed that, we're starting on time 8:30. Oh, there'll be at least 4 of us here as long as we start on time at 8:30, and because some people have to leave early, and some people just didn't show up at all. I get it, it's fine, but just throwing out another conspiracy out there. Who knows?
None of them are real, or they're all real, or none of them are. That's all you need to know.
So what's else is going on? I think we're gonna do a shortened show today, folks. Simply because I'm tired. Lance has been streaming all day. It's just 2 of us. What else do you have on the docket? What have you been talking about on your stream, Lance?
Well, I mean, if you want something lighter than people saying that, again, Kyle Rittenhouse somehow married Charlie Kirk, which is just wild and batshit. I can't believe the internet is coming up with these weird rumors like that. But something that did also happen was Quentin Tarantino attacked Paul Dano. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, I did see that. Why? What is going on with? I mean, first of all, I don't get this whole Fortnite thing where all of a sudden there is a Kill Bill season in Fortnite. Kill Bill has not, listen, it was a good movie, the Kill Bill Part 1 and Part 2. I enjoyed them very much. I thought they were good movies. It's been 15, 16 years or something like that since the last one came out. It's irrelevant. So I from my understanding, he's putting the movies out as one movie in theaters, or it happened already, and they worked with Fortnite to create a lost chapter in the story that he had written in the script but didn't include in the movies.
What?
And then
You can only experience in Fortnite.
They made a they recreated. So he had, you remember Go in the movie? The schoolgirl with the big weapon thing?
With the mace, essentially.
Yeah. So she apparently, in the script, it was written that later on in the movie, she has a sister that comes to America to avenge her.
Okay.
And so there's a whole fight scene between her sister and what's her face? What's her
Uma
name
Thurman?
again? Uma Thurman, yeah. And I'm having a mental block. Okay, and so Fortnite created that scene in the game as like a cutscene, like a 10-minute version of a cutscene, I guess. And they integrated it into the fact that these characters were now in Fortnite as well. I don't know why they're choosing to work with Quentin Tarantino right now, but this apparently is put Quentin Tarantino back in the spotlight, from my understanding, and that's why he was interviewed about this stuff with going after an actor who he doesn't like.
Paul Dano, yeah. He went after him specifically for his character in There Will Be Blood, for very weird reasons. Essentially saying that, like, he's a weak man and played a weak character. And that's wild.
Isn't that the character? Isn't that the whole point?
Yes. His acting was so good that he convinced you that he was like this craven, weak character in the movie, which is who he's supposed to portray.
Right? Isn't he supposed to?
Performance.
Daniel Day-Lewis is supposed to come across as like this confident, like guy who's really on top of the world, and Paul Dano's a nobody, and Paul Dano pulls off the underdog story. That's my remembering. I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Well, it's like, yeah, not exactly underdog. It's more like the corrupting power of greed and capitalism that has so infected Daniel Day-Lewis's character. He's not someone who would ever tolerate or be beholden to Paul Dano, who tries to weaponize religion to use on him. And then it gets to this point.
Underdog usually means someone positive, but I meant the dynamic between the two is Paul Dano's
right.
No one looks at him as he's a nobody.
Right. And people should know this, that the original actor who played that character had to be replaced with Paul Dano, because apparently the working alongside Daniel Day-Lewis is so hard sometimes, because the guy is like not only the greatest actor of all time kind of status, but is also method and really intense and never turns the character off. And when you hang out with him for the 2 years you're filming, you hang out with that character. You don't get to see Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, he doesn't turn it off ever. So they replaced him with Paul Dano, and then Paul Dano came in and did an excellent job. I think it's really weird to go after Paul Dano. I found out that Paul Dano has fundraised for Palestine, so some people have suggested that might be why.
I saw this as well, right?
Yeah, he wrote.
We don't know Quentin Tarantino. Nothing wrong with this part of it. Obviously, he married an Israeli woman, and then this is the weird part. He's apparently now, because of he loves living in Israel, a diehard Zionist, and is totally ingrained in Israeli society as a guy who is not Israeli or Jewish, even, right? Quentin Tarantino doesn't come across as a nice Jewish name.
I didn't know if he was, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit weird to especially over the past couple of years, to become such a ardent lover of Israel without any sort of I'll be you disagree, but could be understanding of where that defense comes from if you were someone born there or family raised there or something like that. But this is a guy who's got no ties whatsoever, other than the fact that he married into it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this. Can you play videos that go in the chat? Because I have a video by Zach Woods that actually reveals some things about Quentin Tarantino that I didn't know until I saw it.
Send me let's see if I could play it. We'll give it the old try.
And if everyone doesn't know, Zach Woods is the star of a number of comedy shows and series, and has currently been on a generational tear of going on to TikTok and just ripping celebrities apart. He probably had the funniest. Well, I don't have the original video. I have the upload. So
okay, hold on. Let me see if I could do this here. I should be able to. Hold on. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Let me play it.
Last week I said some.
You hear that, Lance?
Yep.
Okay, rewind it and play it.
Last week I said some very harsh words about Quentin Tarantino, and after talking to my agent, I realized I owe you an apology, Mr. Tarantino. I'm literally just a nobody, and you're one of the masters of ripping off Asian directors. You bitch! You rip off everyone from Hong Kong or tours to Bill Maher's barber, and you look weird as shit. And that's coming from a guy who looks like a bird had sex with another more tired bird. No one wants to see you in your own movies. The only movie I want to see you in is ring camera footage of you having a stroke in your own home. And when I say having a stroke, I don't mean masturbating to one of your own Blu-ray commentaries. You are so enamored by the sound of your own voice, you probably would fuck one of your own opinions if you could. And by fuck, I mean come on its feet, obviously. I knew that you were a dingus, but I didn't know that you were a legitimate statutory rape apologist. Listen to this clip.
He didn't rape a 13-year-old. It was statutory rape. Yeah, all right. Well, that's not quite the same thing. All right?
Come on.
Enough said.
Quentin, you are the Megyn Kelly of guys who look like a turtle.
First of all, Zach Woods is on a tear lately, right? I mean, he's been on a run.
He's been crushing it.
I mean, listen, if you defended Roman Polanski, no one should listen to anything you have to say, honestly.
Yeah, I know. And what's great is that I had no idea about that until I saw that video, and I was like, wait, what? And then I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, he didn't just didn't do apologia for him. He just kept on going. That's just like a 10-second clip of the Howard Stern interview where he just keeps on talking and talking and talking. It's
that's crazy. I always liked him on Silicon Valley. I always thought he was
funny on Silicon Valley. Yeah, I agree.
What has he been up to? What has he been doing? I feel like I've seen him around in things. He's been in things. He's one of those guys who is often
appears, and then you're like, oh, that guy from Silicon Valley. Right. I like him. If he tours, I am going to pay hard-earned dollars to watch him live, because I've been enjoying what you've been putting out there, and I think you should support good live comedians, because they struggle to go from city to city, and it does make a big difference to go support them. So I think having seen all his latest videos, his Riyadh Comedy Festival video was amazing. That video on Quentin Tarantino was amazing. I will support his work.
Why just go after Paul Dano though? Like, there's a lot of pro-Palestine actors. Like, why isn't he going after why isn't he talking about like Mark Ruffalo or something? So bizarre. Like, he's chosen to go after, because Paul Dano is a good actor, I think, and he's been in some really good stuff, but he's not like a big superstar or household name. Just a weird, like very weird to go after him of all people.
Even Daniel Day-Lewis stood up for Paul Dano and was like, "Yeah, he's actually a terrific actor."
Daniel Day-Lewis seems like a good guy. I mean, that's from what I've seen. Yeah.
I agree. It is a weird snipe out of nowhere. It's like, oh, Quentin's in the news. What's he up to? It's got to be something involving feet or Zionism. And then it's like, he's saying that Paul Dano's shit. And you're like, what? Everyone loves Paul Dano.
Yeah, I mean, or at least people don't have an opinion on him. Like, it's just, he's not someone that like, oh, I hate Paul Dano.
I have very strong feelings about Paul Dano. Let me tell you.
They're just like some actors who you see and it's like, oh, it's that guy, he's good. Like, don't really look into his life or know much about him, but it's just, oh yeah, he's that actor in that movie. Oh, he plays that guy. He's always that guy in a movie. Yeah, I mean,
it's a good thing when Paul Dano's in a movie. Not a good thing when Quentin Tarantino's in a movie. It may be good if he's directed it, but not good if he's starring in it.
Oh, we got an update from Rebecca that the traffic was terrible, and she's still stuck in the car. It's okay, Rebecca. We're gonna be
we're 5 minutes away from an hour now, so we could actually just wrap it up and do a mini.
Yeah, we're about to wrap it up anyway. We want to read there's a few super chats. Yeah, I'll just throw them up. I don't even know who they're for. We're just gonna roll through them. Gwick 358, member for 19 months. Thank you so much. Omega Star, member for 1 month. This one's for me. It's the Pigpen Matt emoji. Thank you so much, Omega Star.
I was in Little Miss Sunshine. That's true. He was really good in it.
Team M Mike 1980 with a super chat, super sticker. Can't tell what it is. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think this one was for me, so I don't know. Oh wait, no, it was for me. It's a banana. Thank you for the banana. I appreciate it. Always like a banana. Omega Star, member for 1 month. I'm guessing this might be someone else. The Bernie emoji. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. I'm pretty sure Charlie Kirk faked his death. He is going to suddenly come back next Easter and proclaim he's the second coming of Christ. Update your call sheet predictions, y'all. That would be something else, wouldn't it? Dan WK6 with a super chat. It's crazy to think Candace was supposed to be one of the good ones. They never thought a black woman would outsmart them. White supremacy is dumb.
Here.
Ryan Chan.
It's very funny to me. Yeah.
Ryan Chan 6922 with a super chat. Not having Medicare for all creates RFK fake health gurus. Would you rather pay $4K for a gallbladder surgery or desperate to chug olive oil for a cure? Yeah.
Yep.
And Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Is it just me or does Paul Dano look like a slightly chubbier Matlack? I don't know. I got to put them side by side, I guess. All right, folks.
You got a couple. Let me just quickly
usual show, but you know, it is what it is. What could I say? Sometimes I think we've more than made up for it over the years with the much longer shows that have gone for sometimes 4 hours.
You and Mike especially. There's times when I'm like, I gotta go walk Chico, and then I go and I walk him for like 45 minutes, come back, turn on YouTube, and then it's like Leftist Mafia is still broadcasting. I'm like, what? Isn't it like 2 a.m. over there? 3 a.m.
Yeah. Hey, it's I don't know what I'm thinking sometimes. All right. Who should we rate on Twitch?
Well, I got to do some super chats quick.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
Thank you, Leonard McDonald, for the 5 gifted memberships. Very generous of you. Thank you, Soul Life, for the 1 gifted membership. Thank you, Looney Tunes 9000 for the $5. Okay, gang, the War on Christmas is on by order of Sam Cedar. You must not say Merry Christmas. I didn't know Daddy Sam had announced that, but I'll do whatever he wants. And Anonymous, thanks for the tier 1 sub to Jorkin Peanutson. Also, great name, Jorkin. And also, thank you to Big Fat Box of Shit for subscribing. Appreciate that as well. And who we going to raid?
Oh, wait, hold on. Kiara, this isn't a super chat, but Kiara, Swedish last name. I missed this early when we were talking about, it wasn't that much earlier, but when we were talking about Quentin Tarantino. Apparently he went after Matthew Lillard too. Like, who goes after Matthew Lillard? Who goes after Shaggy from Scooby-Doo? I mean, come on.
Weird. I must have supported Palestine.
I mean, he's in one of my favorite movies of all time, SLC Punk. So I mean,
nice. I'll say Hackers for me. Oh, it's great.
He's in great. Yeah, Matthew, and of course Scream, the original Scream franchise before people shouldn't care about Scream anymore, but way back in the day.
Yes, Scream was the serious version of the film Scary Movie. They made a serious movie. That's how it works.
Right. Someone saw a Scary Movie and was like, we should make a serious version of this.
Yeah, we should have a serious version of a Scary Movie. And then that's how Scream came along.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you want to raid?
Who do you want to raid?
Do you want to raid Rhizome? Also, thank you, Curious Adams, for the gifted membership last second. I appreciate that.
How do you spell Rhizome?
RHYZOHM.
I see him. All right, yeah, sure, let's do it. You ready? I'm gonna click the start raid button.
All right. Happy holidays. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye, Matt.
Yeah, wait, don't go yet. I gotta press the start. We gotta raid. But yes, happy holidays, everyone. See you next week, and hopefully we'll have a fuller crew. But all right, I'm gonna hit that raid now button. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.